Hello students, good morning. How are you all? Hope you all are fine, right? And today we are going to start with a new lesson, right? All are ready for the new lesson? Yes? A big yes from you, yes. So we are ready for the new lesson, and the new lesson is on page number 38. This is your new lesson, right? So today we are going to begin with the new lesson. Chapter 4. The name of the chapter is The City Mouse and the Country Mouse. Now, what do you mean by a country? Country means a village. Village means a गांव. एक गांव का और एक शहर का चूहा, दो चूहों के बारे में ये कहानी है. The city mouse and the country mouse, right? The country mouse lived in the country. Country mouse village में रहता था. His cousin, the city mouse, lived in the city. उसका जो cousin था वो city में रहता था, शहर में रहता था. One day, the country mouse invited his cousin, the city mouse, to come and visit. What happened? One day, he invited his cousin to come to his house. The city mouse traveled to the country in a bus, hidden under a seat. Now, the city mouse went to the country. City, शहर से गांव में गया. जब उसको शहर से गांव में जाना था, he wanted to go into the village. He hid in a bus under the seat. सीट के नीचे छुपकर वो कहाँ पे गया? विलेज में गया. Reached the country in the afternoon. When did he reach the country? In the afternoon. His cousin was very happy to see him. When your friends come, when your brother, cousins come to your house, you are also very happy. In the same way, even his cousin was very happy to see him. The country mouse and the city mouse roamed around in the country whole day. Now both the cousins got together and the whole day they went around the whole village. At the end of the day, when it was evening, when the whole day was over, they sat down for a meal. What did they sit down? They sat down for a meal. अब चलो खाना खाते हैं. दोस्त मिल गया था तो भूख प्यास भी नहीं लग रही थी, है ना? अब उन्होंने सोचा कि चलो बैठकर खाना खाते हैं. Sat down for a meal of a few kernels of corn. Kernels यानी seeds of corn. भुट्टे के बीज, भुट्टे के दाने, right? तो वो दाना खाने बैठे. And a couple of dried berries. Berries यानी छोटी छोटी फ्रूट होता है, रेड कलर की berries खाते हो ना? That. So the city mouse was greatly disappointed with the meal. जो शहर का माउस था उसे बड़ा गुस्सा आ रहा था. What? This is the meal? Dear cousin, said the city mouse, you hardly have anything to eat. तुम क्या खाते हो? सिर्फ ये बीज खाते हो, सिर्फ ये मक्के के दाने खाते हो. Even an ant has a better meal. तुमसे तो अच्छा एक चींटी खाती है खाना. चींटी का खाना भी तुमसे ज्यादा बेहतर है. We will eat rich food fit for a king. हम लोग राजा का खाना खाते हैं, शाही भोजन करते हैं. आज जैसा भोजन राजा लोग करते हैं वैसा ही भोजन आज हम लोग करते हैं. चलो. So the country mouse left with his cousin for the city. अब जो गांव का चूहा था वो कहाँ निकल पड़े? ये दोनों मिलकर निकल पड़े शहर की ओर, towards the city. In the city mouse took his cousin to an alley. अब यहाँ पे वो अपने कजिन को कहाँ लेके गया? Alley. What do you mean by alley? Alley means a narrow back street, पतली सी गली, right? There lay before them a splendid feast. Splendid, grand feast, शाही भोजन वहाँ पर तैयार था. The country mouse could not believe his eyes. उसे तो अपनी आंखों पे विश्वास ही नहीं हो रहा था. He couldn't believe his eyes. Wow, what a great meal! He had never seen so much food in one place. He has never seen so much food in one place. There was, now see what was there in that lunch? There was bread, cheese, fruits and grains of all kinds lying in the alley. अब बस पतली सी गली में सारे प्रकार का खाना था. ब्रेड थी, चीज, फ्रूट्स एंड ग्रेन्स. The two mice settled down to enjoy the wonderful meal. दोनों बैठ गए और बढ़िया उनका भोजन चालू हो गया. They had barely begun when a cat came up to them. उन्होंने खाना शुरू ही किया था और वहां से कौन आ गई? बिल्ली आ गई. The two mice ran away. Both of them ran and they hid in a small, uncomfortable hole. Where did they hide themselves? In a small, uncomfortable hole. Whenever the unwelcome visitor left, the mice came out of their hole. Now what happened whenever Now it was not a welcome visitor. They are not going to call the cat to eat food with them. So it was their unwelcome visitor. Visitor, mehman, right? So, and what they used to do? They used to hide under the small hole. And whenever the visitor left, they would come out of the hole, right? And now what happened? When the unwelcome visitor left, the mice came out of their hole. They went back to their feast. वो अपना खाना खाने पहुंच गए. But before they could start eating properly, ठीक से खाना खा ही पाते थे, another visitor, this time a fierce-looking dog. Fierce, dangerous. A dangerous looking dog came near them. उनके पास आ गया and growled, and he started growling. The two little mice ran back to their hole, again growling, shouting. So the fierce looking dog, when he came, he started barking, and the rats again went back into their hole. Dear cousin, said the country mouse to the city mouse. Country mouse जो गांव का चूहा था, उसने शहर के चूहे से बोला, You do indeed live in a place with lots of food. आप जरूर उस प्लेस में रहते हो जहाँ ढेर सारा खाने को मिलता है. But I'm going back to the country where I can enjoy my dinner in peace. जहाँ मैं शांति के साथ अपना खाना खा सकता हूँ. खाना खाने के लिए आपको शांति चाहिए. ऐसा नहीं कि खाना खाने बैठे हो, कोई आया फिर भागे छुपे, फिर कोई आया फिर छुपे. This is not the life of a person. So the village life is very peaceful, right? And the city life is very, very busy. In the same way, the cousin went back to his village and then he enjoyed his dinner in peace, right? So this was the story. The story is about two mice. दो चूहों की कहानी है. Two mouse, a country mouse and a city mouse. One day they both are cousins. One day the country mouse means the mouse who lives in a village, invited his cousin from the city. When his cousin came, they had very little food to eat. That was only kernels of corn and some berries. Now the city mouse said, Yay, this is your food. This is what you eat. Come to my city. I will show you what we eat. He very proudly said. Then he said, Come on, let's go to your city and let me see what do you eat. And when he went to the city and when a good huge grand feast was in front of them. क्या क्या था खाने में? What was there in their food? Bread, cheese, right, and grains. And the moment they started to eat, there came a first visitor, that was a cat. And on seeing the cat, they hid himself inside the hole. And when the cat went back, they again came out of their hole. And then second time when they started eating, a fierce looking dog came in. And he started growling. Again the rats had to hide themselves. अपनी जान बचा के वो कहीं ना कहीं जाके अपने holes में छिप गए. So this is what is the comparison between the city life and a village life. The life in a village is very peaceful, whereas the life in the city is very busy, full of dangers, full of what you can say, बड़ी परेशानी भरी लाइफ है यहाँ पर, जहाँ पर शांति से खाने को भी नहीं मिल पाता है ये चूहों के लिए, right? So let's move on with the word meanings, right? So country, what do you mean by country? Country means a village. Next, kernels of corn, seeds of corn. कॉर्न यानी भुट्टा, भुट्टे के दाने, राइट? बेरीज, बेरीज आर स्मॉल फ्रूट्स, आप उसको बोल सकते हो बेर, ओके? एली, व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय एली? एली मीन्स अ नैरो बैक स्ट्रीट, पतली सी गली छुपी हुई. स्प्लेंडेड, ग्रैंड, अनवेलकम, नॉट वांटेड, जो हम नहीं चाहते और वो अचानक आ जाता है हमारे सामने, तो उसको बोलते हैं अनवेलकम गेस्ट, राइट? सो दीज आर द वर्ड मीनिंग्स ऑफ द चैप्टर. लेट्स मूव ऑन टू ट्रू एंड फॉल्स, राइट? द कंट्री माउस एंड द सिटी माउस आर फ्रेंड्स. आर दे फ्रेंड्स? इज इट राइट और रॉन्ग? कम ऑन, थिंक ओवर. Open out to page number 38. Here you will get the answer. The country mouse lived in the country, his cousin. So, are they friends? No, they are cousins. So, the sentence is false, right? The city mouse was disappointed with the meal in the country. The city mouse did not like the meal in the country. True. He said, in my city we have a grand feast. Okay. He was not at all happy with the kernels of corn and berries. The city mouse took his cousin to an alley. Alley में लेके गया. Right. The mice saw chole bhature and dosa in the alley. What were the food that they saw in the alley? Let's move on. Let's check. On page number 39. On page number 39, see here you will find the food. What was the food? The food was bread, cheese, fruits and grains of all kinds. So they did not have chola bhatura in their food. So the sentence is false. The country mouse wanted to go back to his country. Yes, true. He wanted to go back to his country to enjoy dinner in peace, right? So this was the true and false. Let's move on to take the correct answer. Where did the city mouse go? He went to a restaurant. He went to visit his cousin. He went to see his parents. What is the right answer? Come on. Who will give me the answer? Yes? Okay, Sachi. Okay. He went to visit his cousins. Very good. Well said. Next, where did the cousins live? कहाँ रहते थे cousins? He lived next door to him. He lived in the park. He lived in the country. Where did the cousins live? Yes, he lived in the country. Right. Why was the city mouse disappointed with the meal? वो नाखुश क्यों था? उसे अच्छा क्यों नहीं लगा? There was very little to eat. It was not fresh. It was not delicious. It was very little to eat. Right? What did the country mouse eat in the city? City में country mouse ने क्या खाया? Noodles and lemonade, cake and ice cream, bread, cheese, fruits and grain. Yes, the last one is the right answer. They ate bread, cheese, fruits and grains. Right? Why did the country mouse leave the city? He had to go to work. He missed his home. He didn't like the food. He wanted to go home. Right? He missed his home. The peaceful meal he had in his home, that he missed and he wanted to go home. Right? Now here are some sentences given according to the story and you have to number these sentences serial wise okay, so these sentences you are going to read and arrange them in proper order according to the story. So the homework which you are going to do is arrange these proper sentences and do the reading of the chapter and try to find out the difficult words in the chapter, right? Underline the difficult words in the chapter, okay? So what will be your homework? You are going to read the chapter and arrange the story. Okay. Now let's move on to question and answers. What did the city mouse think about the food his cousin was eating? Yes. What did the city mouse think about the food his cousin was eating? जो cousin food खा रहा था उसके बारे में उसने क्या सोचा? कैसा food खा रहा है? सोचो सोचो. Yes, what was the food he was eating? Yes. So shall I tell the answer? Okay. The city mouse was greatly disappointed by the food his cousin was eating because his cousin had hardly anything to eat and even the ants ate better than the food his cousin was eating. So he was greatly disappointed, right? Next question. Why did the country mouse go to the city? The country mouse went to the city because his cousin had invited him and promised that they would eat rich food that is fit for a king. जो शाही भोजन होता है, हम लोग चलो शहर चलते हैं, वहाँ पे मैं आपको शाही भोजन करवाऊंगा, right? Moving on to the next question. What happened when we went to the city? जब वो शहर गए तो वहाँ पर क्या हुआ? What happened when we went to the city? Were they able to eat properly? Or what happened when they started eating their food? When they went to the city, he was offered a splendid feast. Grand feast मिला. But disturbed by two unwanted visitors. पर बहुत disturbance हुई. Unwanted visitors कौन कौन थे? The cat and the dog, right? And moving on to the last question, how did the country mouse feel about the city by the end of the story? What was the feeling of the country mouse? कैसा लगा उसको शहर में विजिट करने के बाद? What did he feel? The country mouse felt that the city indeed was a place with lots of food, but it was the country where he could enjoy his dinner in peace. वो अपने गांव में ही सुरक्षित था, खाना एंजॉय कर सकता था, शांति के साथ भोजन करता था। शहर में खाने को तो बहुत सारी चीजें हैं, पर शांति नहीं है। There is no peace in the city life, but there is peace in the village life, right? So these were the question answers discussed. We have discussed the true false, take the right answer and the question answers, and in the next lecture we will note down. So be ready with your classwork copies, children. Keep your classwork copies complete. Your half-yearly exams are approaching. Soon our half-yearly exams will start. So learn and keep your work complete. Okay, children? Bye-bye. Hope you enjoyed the story of the country mouse and the city mouse, right? So meet you in the next lecture. Bye-bye.